It's Tequila Talk Tuesday, everyone. I don't know why I sang. Let me just quickly add our. Hopefully she hop on right away. But we are super excited. Hey!
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, yeah.
Okay, good.
Are you messing around with some audio?
No, I'm actually in Medicine Hat, not Calgary, and so I'm
Oh,
in just a different setup, as you can see by my makeshift background.
I like it though. That's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why was
Okay.
it a long day?
Just I just had so much going on. I'm doing some social media management for my cousin, and I'm like yelling at website developers because nothing is working like on their website, and like DNS settings aren't correct, and then I have to go out. Also, every time I see your reels when you're making your cheers.
Cheers, bitch.
Mine looks the same as yours today.
Hey, that looks so freaking good. I saw that video and I was like, yes, I need a cup like that.
Thank you. I'll give you one when I see you because I
Okay.
have four. Well, and that's the thing. Like I see your reels and your reels are amazing, and you're like you have all of this bar stuff and you look so friggin' professional. And I used to be a fucking bartender. I can't find my shakers or my strainers or my tumblers anywhere. It's ridiculous. So I went to like 5 different places to try and find a fucking mixology set. But
That's
I found
actually
one.
the cute gold stuff. Oh, my mom says cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, Val.
The stuff that I got, actually, I love dogs. So whenever our friends like go away, we always say that we will be the first ones to dog sit. And it was actually like a thank you gift. So we got like a gold set of stuff. And I'm like,
Aww.
this is perfect for pictures and stuff.
I love it. Yeah, like your reels look friggin' amazing. I love them. I love, 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 love.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
that.
you're welcome. So I actually like printed off this lovely thing that I didn't see you send me last week because I wanted to like go through it and make sure that but we are on episode 3, you guys. We are on episode 3 of Tequila Talk Tuesday, and we're gearing up, you guys. Like, this is going to be this. I have a feeling that this is going to be huge because we just having that open conversation with entrepreneurs and boss babes that just need somewhere to look to for support, to be able to ask questions, to get different ideas, collaborate. I mean, if you guys, Carly, cheers, perfect. If you guys have any questions, like ask. Like, that's what we're here for. If we can help, or give any sort of insight, that's what we're here for. So. And Jenna, you messaged me today about like starting to do interviews, which I am so pumped about. And I may or may not have had a dream the other day that we were interviewing Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, I am like channeling my inner Dwayne right now because every single time I wear gold chains and a black shirt, and especially if it's a black turtleneck, I think I look like The Rock. It's just...
where's your fanny pack, Jenna? You need your
Left
fanny
it at home. Okay, so last week we ended on a freaking fire topic that I'm like so pumped to talk about today. But before we dive into that, I was kind of like, some of my friends were just kind of asking questions about, what the heck is Tequila Talk Tuesdays and stuff. And, I don't even know if it's going live right now or whatnot, but there's lots of rumors going around. And we're not going to talk about COVID a ton, but I'm just going to touch on it. That shit might be closing down again for personal services, regardless of how we feel. I kind of said, I was like, us having an open conversation and getting into interviews, guests, whatever you want to call it, I feel like this is going to be a really good platform, idea, I don't know, but to be able to network, because right now,
Yes.
It is such a huge component of our industry is networking, and any entrepreneur will say networking is freaking key. And so I just think that this will be a nice way for other people and our audiences, theirs, anything to be able to meet other people and see what else is out there, and a way to connect, since right now we're not really able to do it in much other ways.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Having like that community support around other small businesses and entrepreneurs, and it's just having that support, I think, is so important. I mean, there's lots of people that talk about wanting to support small businesses, but how can you if you can't go out, and you can't meet them, and you can't, you can't interact. So this is perfect of us, and I mean, just and support doesn't have to be monetary. Just liking, sharing, commenting, or just even us becoming aware of another service and promoting that service. You know what I mean? Like that's just all the things. All the things. I just think you and I are on such the same wavelength when it comes to support in the industry and supporting other boss babes and like wanting to genuinely help and be. I mean, of course, we want to be successful. I mean, who the fuck doesn't? But I think you and I just genuinely want to help other souls, which I love. And while drinking tequila.
While drinking tequila, it's the best way. It's the best.
I'm just gonna lick off all of this salt. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so last week we ended the episode talking about people who quit way too soon. Yes. They start something and then they just don't give it the right amount of time. And I mean, it goes for anything. I feel like this is such a relatable topic because it not only relates to, like us, like starting our own businesses, but it also relates to people, like how many people are on fitness journeys, especially right now, because everyone's like, well, fuck, COVID just hit me. Everyone gained the COVID-15 or 20 or 25, I'm not judging. And everyone's like, well, shit, summer's around the corner. Got to get my ass in shape. And I feel like there's just so much to keep powering through, but so many people, after a week of working out and they don't have abs, they kind of like get discouraged and give up. So I just kind of really want to dive in and talk about that. Oh, my mom, it's all about connecting however we can. Yes. It is. And that's 100%. Where like we can support people through this, whatever their journey is, like have this community so that people can keep going and know that there's going to be lows, but I honestly feel like the times that it feels the shittiest is the most important part, because that's what's going to propel you forward, and you're going to look back and be like, damn, like I feel this is one example. I'll be like, remember when I'm fucking doing Tequila Talk Tuesdays out of a bathroom, and then we're going to be in a studio one day,
We're going to be interviewing The Rock. We're going to be, Tara Mana's going to send us promo shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I totally get it. I think what sucks is that people just, so you hear about all these stories about all these big, successful, huge people. Like, okay, so just now that we're talking, just because we brought him up, let's talk about The Rock. He is the most popular human being on Instagram. He has launched countless businesses. He has his fingers in everything. And you see all of his successes, but he's not out there talking. I mean, he does now, but like not talking about his failures and like how many times he's been down, how many times he's been rejected, and that goes for everything. Like the prime example is there's a J.K. Rowling who wrote Harry Potter. She got denied and said no to from like 11 publishers or something ridiculous before somebody actually took a chance on her. And now she's a friggin' multimillionaire. You know what I mean? Like it's successful people don't just have good luck and they suddenly skyrocket to success. They have the lows. They have the times where they've been rejected and things didn't work out and a business flopped and they lost things. Like, they're just Jenna, your eyelashes are awesome.
I was gonna say, guys, like I know this isn't like as important, but I get my lashes filled on Friday and look how good they still look.
I know. No problem. Like I just honestly think that I think that what's going to set successful people apart is pushing through the lows and pushing and not getting discouraged after one failure. And that's the problem with a lot of a lot of entrepreneurs and or people who want to be entrepreneurs is that as soon as they hit that rock, what they assume is rock bottom, instead of trying to figure it out, it was just kind of like, well, I give up washing my hands of this, like I'm done. And every single human on the face of the planet has so much potential. It's just whether or not we tap into it, use it, propel it. And I love what your mom said. She says balls bounce, right?
Yeah, and
so
it's so true. And you actually brought up this word a few times last episode, the word relentless. Have you read the book Relentless by Tim Grover?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have a whole list of books and podcasts that you send me that I haven't gone through yet.
Yeah. Okay, well, that one, it's a really good one because it truly, it honestly, it brings out the ugly truth. Like, a lot of the time, people don't like to hear the truth. Like, and that's where I always, like, even doing this thing, like, I ask my friends, I ask my family, tell me your honest, crucial, negative feedback, negative, positive, whatever. Tell me what it is. Like, this is the start. Like, we want to get better. We want to be good.
Yes.
We don't want it to be half-assed and be shitty. And I think a lot of the time people are really scared and they get hurt. And I really don't think that people can't take it so personally, you know, like you have to take the negative. And I was reading this book. I've posted a lot of his stuff out of it too. Ryan Sirhan, he's like a real estate agent in New York. And he was on a reality TV show. And when he was on it, he was, I guess everyone said that he was such like a douchebag and a dick and whatever. And he said, he's like, honestly, if you want to find out what people think of you, go on a reality TV show because that will truly tell you. So then he realized what character traits like he needed to change and address because he's like, well, I don't want to be the douchebag, you know? And so I think that that's part of growth is listening to that constructive criticism. I'm not saying listen to the haters, but listen to the people that love you and are giving you the feedback to propel you forward.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate here for a second, though, because I do feel like sometimes that even within our circle of love and and have people who are supportive, sometimes it's just so I have a huge thing about ego. I fucking hate ego. I've named her Olga, this cranky Russian who just yells at me all the time, and I have to tell her to shut up on a daily basis. Like, I swear to God, there's been times in the kitchen, I'll be standing there cooking, and I'll be thinking about something, and I'm going, shut up, Olga. And Jerry just, like, is shocked that I'm talking to myself. But if you're getting feedback from people that are supposed to be supportive from you, gotta pop off here sooner than I thought, ladies. Sorry. Have a great third episode. Love you. Cheers. Mwah. Thank you. Cheers. Mine's way over here.
That comment is from one of my clients and dear friends, Kaylin. She is actually a photographer and just did all my bomb ass photos that I'm going to be posting.
Amazing. See, this is what we mean, shouting out other businesses. Like, those photos were amazing. I can't wait to do a set of my own. Seriously, jealous. I saw them and I was like, oh.
Okay, so you yell at Olga in your kitchen.
Yes, I do. But like, I think that if you are really passionate about something and you really, really feel strongly called to do something, listening to the negative or the seemingly constructive criticism isn't going to help you. If that's something that you really feel called to do, fuck anybody else and just go ahead and do it. That's kind of where that's kind of where my head is at, because I mean, whoever thought that you could make, you know, 6 figures doing lashes? I mean, I'm not at 6 figures yet. Please do not come for me. But you know what I mean? But there are lash artists out there that are making 6 figures just doing lashes, even just part-time from home, because they're training, they're doing all these other things. But if they didn't the feedback that they've gotten back from people is that you're never going to do that. It's not a real job. It's just a part-time thing. It's not successful. You're not a professional. You know, like, there's all those things out there, and there's all those stigmas that say that you can't be successful unless you have a 9 to 5. I mean, we're obviously proof that that's not true. And we've worked really hard to get where we're at. But I think that there's a difference between like loving support and giving feedback than constructive criticism.
Totally.
Well,
And I 100% agree with what you're saying. And that, I feel like that's just, it's another aspect to it because, and it's so funny, you call her Olga, and Pablo and I refer to it as our inner bitch voice because one of the podcasts that I love, Andy Frisella, he refers to it as the inner bitch voice, and it's 100% true. And for example, when we were doing construction on my space, so there was nights like we were there like for at least 2 weeks straight, that, and I was driving back from Calgary Lethbridge because I was working in both cities, and Pablo like basically took a halt from his business to help me get this thing up and going. My dad came out from Medicine Hat, stayed with us the whole week, like helped us do everything. And there was nights that we were there at like 7 a.m. till like 11 midnight. Like it was insane. And there was one night, and anyone who has bought IKEA shit, they know it's not fun. And anyone who thinks that it's a fun jigsaw, nah, well, you can come install my shit then. But it's like, we were installing all this IKEA stuff, and I was like, I just don't want to do it. I want to go home. I'll do it tomorrow. And Pablo's like, that's your bitch voice. Like, that's your bitch voice coming out. And I was like, it is my bitch voice. So I stayed there, and I finished it, and I did it. And so, yeah, I definitely think it's this fine line between knowing what to take and knowing what to cut off, and also who to cut off, because that is something, like, even if they're family or not, if people don't support you or they're not good for your energy, whether or not you believe in energy, whatever, if they're not good for you, it's okay to distance yourself, you know? And I think that it's part of it, and it's hard because there's so many moving pieces, but I think that it's all these things you have to take into account, and those negative comments, you can see if there's any truth to them and fix it, and then also use that to fucking fuel your fire.
Yes. I mean, screw the haters and do it anyway and show them what you are made of. Like, exactly. I think with we could literally talk an entire episode on how to actually recognize what to cut out from your life. Like, I feel like, and because I've actually gone through huge purges in the last like 2 years of people, things, like surroundings, all of that. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say, like, the one thing that I can say about ego and how to recognize what you need to listen to and what you need to take and all that stuff is that ego is there to keep you safe. Like, I don't want to say that ego is like a non-thing and you shouldn't listen. Like, ego's there to keep you safe and like to warn you if something actually is, going wrong. A healthy dose of fuck you, I always say. Your mom, I love her. I just think that ego's there to keep you safe, but ego's there to also keep you in a state of comfort, or not comfort. What's the word? What is the not
it is kind of comfort. It is kind of
comfort, but it's like the known, you know what I mean? It's the known. It's something that you know, you're familiar with. That's the word. It's keeping you in the familiar, because if you're familiar, there's some sort of emotional attachment to it. But success doesn't happen from being stagnant. Success happens when you're uncomfortable. Change happens when you're uncomfortable. And so, you saying that your inner bitch voice is telling you to go home, you'll do it tomorrow. Well, you're tired, you want to go home, this is too hard, there's probably things going through your head just like, this isn't going to be a success anyway, so why try, and all this stuff. Like, you probably had all that going through your head. And if you had listened, you wouldn't be where you are now. You wouldn't have been able to finish. You wouldn't have had, you wouldn't have been able to take that next step to, build your clientele and have a booked out clientele in Calgary. So I think that taking, Yeah, there needs to be an episode. There needs to be an episode about like how to recognize what's good for you, what's good for your energies, what's good for your vibrations, and what you need to keep on. Like for example, I just thought of this. Okay, so I was talking before, and obviously I'm not going to do it because God, it would be so hard, and I know myself, I do not have the dedication to do this. But when things started like going down, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of switch gears in my business. I was like, hey, I'm creative. I'm artsy. I want to design shoes. Why not? You know? And so I messaged one of my friends about it, and she said, well, getting into the fashion industry is really, really hard. You'd really have to think about that. And you need your capital and you need all this and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay. And then I messaged another girlfriend about it, and she was like, oh my God, that sounds so interesting. What kind of shoes would you design? Like,
Yeah.
complete opposite. Like, not that, like, there's logistics behind it. Totally get it. But can you just, like,
Be excited?
entertain me for, like, the 9 seconds that I have this idea? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's kind of a prime example of like, obviously you don't want blinding support, like blind support. You want somebody that's going to give you feedback. But like when it's that blunt and in your face, it's kind of like, ugh, okay, cool.
And it like, but those people that are like your fans that are going to say like, yeah, fuck yeah, like that's awesome. Like, what are you going to do? That it just gives you that excitement. Like it feeds into it. Because you know you're going to think about these things like anyways. It's not like you're just going to go and drop $500,000, buy all these shoes, and then be like, well, now what? You know?
Yeah.
And so that's where it is a fine line with like with that feedback. And it's actually so funny that you bring up that exact situation because last lash appointment, we had got excited about starting, you know, a business, like a more creative side of business together.
Oh, yes,
right?
Yes.
So I sent you a ton of voice memos as I left your house driving, like being super pumped and excited. And I called Pablo to be also super excited. And I thought like, oh yeah, he's usually my number one hype man. That's going to be like, yeah, fuck yeah. And he wasn't. He was like, oh yeah, I thought about doing that too, but it wasn't the best way to go. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang up now because that's not what I needed right now. Bye.
Jenna, we literally had the exact same experience because I was sending you voice notes back and forth. I was so pumped about it. I called Jerry thinking that, and he goes, okay, well, like slow down. You have so many things on your plate right now. And I'm like, killed it. You killed it. Like, you just be excited. Like, obviously, we're not going to just be like, oh, okay, we're starting a company, and where do we go from here? You know, like, and I sent you a couple options of how we could, like, slowly get started. Like, hey, let's do this. We could reach a broader audience rather than, you know, like, we've talked about it, but we were very, very excited. And these fucking logical men of ours.
I know. It's like, what the fuck? Where's the excitement here? Like, this, I need to be like, yeah, fuck yeah, go you. And I'd be like, yeah, okay. So
yeah, like I'll slow down after I'm on the high, but like, men, God,
it was funny. Anyways,
I love that we had the exact same experience on the exact same day. Amazing.
That's great.
So the whole point of this entire spiel is to stay dedicated to what you think is going to be a success for you and what you are passionate about. I'm just going to segue us back onto there.
Yes. Yeah. Because no matter what you do, it is not going to happen overnight. And any program, any Instagram ad, anything that you see is like, oh, you'll make so much money overnight, whatever, or in 30 days. It's bullshit. Anything good does not happen. It doesn't happen like that. You have to put in the work.
And it can, like, it's like, it can happen in 30 days. That's fine. But most normal people don't have 30 consecutive days to put in the amount of time that it takes in order to do this. Or they don't have the marketing capital. Or they don't have, you know, like, if you don't have the marketing capital to spend on Facebook ads, then you need to be engaging. Well, I don't have 4 hours out of the day where I can be engaging consistently with my audience. Woo! Tequila Talk Tuesdays. I put down my drink. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? Like it's just like there's going to be pros and cons to every single program or whatever offer is out there. But you're right. You need to put it in the work, and it all depends on you and who you are and how dedicated you are and what you are actually willing to take. Because as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of abuse. You take a ton of abuse, and it could be from, especially client based, it could be from clients who don't agree with you, don't like you, or had a crappy service, or came or thought that they had a crappy service, or like I don't even know. Like there's
We honestly should do, the wheels are turning here. We should do, if there's enough people interested in it, we should do an episode on how to handle complaints or negative, like
Mhm.
how to handle the tough clients, because I have dealt with a lot, and even like seeing how other businesses, like what other businesses tolerate from their patients, clients, whatever. A lot of
Yeah.
it is very unacceptable because it reflects poorly on the staff. And like I don't believe that the I don't believe the client is always right. I do feel like there is a line that you need to stand up for your people and for your staff. And that is a fine line. And I feel like that could be a whole episode.
Yes. I no, I completely agree. I'm like, and adding on to that, like when to fire a client. Like when to fire a client.
Yes,
Because my
yes.
my biggest thing, I tell my students this all the time. They are coming to see you for a service. We are not there to service them. There is a difference between the two. I don't
Yeah.
care that they're and you know what? I can even like even talking to for being in the bar industry, for example. I was in the bar industry for 10 years and absolutely loved it, adored it. What I didn't like is those people that came in that were like holier than thou, like you're just a bartender, you're just a server. I don't need to respect you because you're here. I'm paying your wage. I'm paying your salary. Like I hate that. I hate it. You chose to walk into my establishment. You chose to come to see me for a service. You chose to come to see me for your eyelashes. So fuck you if you think that I'm going to let my business slide because you think that you've got a valid opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm a little bit, like tequila got me wired up, but and I obviously treat my clients with the utmost respect as long, like, and I want mutual respect. If there is a problem, I am going to deal with it head on. I want to be able to talk to them. I want to write it. But if I am not going to get the respect that I deserve as an entrepreneur, I treat my business like it's $1 million empire, no question. I deserve the same respect in a back, like that's and so do all entrepreneurs. I would never walk into Jenna's business and be like, this is how I want it, this is what this last client hairstylist did to me, this is what no you didn't do this. Like, I mean, you and
Yeah.
I have talked about it and we and I have an idea, but I'm just like, I just trust you, and like that's just but you know what I mean, like it's just, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job, don't tell me how to do mine.
Yeah, totally. And there is
Terrible.
respect. Like there is like, yeah, it goes both ways. Like people can, it's the way that they say it, right? It's
Yeah.
not what they say, it's how they say it, and that honestly is huge in this circumstance.
Yes.
Um okay, we're reaching the 30-minute mark
I hate this.
already.
I hate the 30-minute thing. I feel like we should
Okay,
up it to like 40.
I know we should. Okay, do you want to maybe talk about what we decided today to do for Cinco de Mayo?
Yes, because we're very excited about it. My husband looked at me like I was a psychopath, but he's gonna do it.
Papa was like, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. And I was like, will you be a part of it? And he's like, well, okay.
Yeah. Jerry's like, do I have to drink tequila? I'm like, no, it's okay. You don't have to drink. He can't. He won't. He'll turn into the Hulk, and we don't want that. I know. And then he's like, do I have to get painted? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad you used a drag queen term. No, you don't have to get painted.
That's cute. That's really cute.
So, yes, Cinco de Mayo, that is 2 episodes from now, right?
Yeah, because this is
Yeah.
episode 3. So we're going to have
It'll
4
be episode 5.
and then 5. So guys, starting on episode 5, we're going to start having guests. And we thought it would be fun to have both of our partners because they're entrepreneurs, and it would just be lots of fun. And my boyfriend's Mexican, so that's an added bonus. But it's our 5th episode on the 5th month, on the 5th day for Cinco de Mayo. So we're going to have a huge party. So that particular one will be on a Wednesday. But don't
Yes.
worry, because we'll talk all about it leading up.
Oh my God, there's gonna be so much promo. And like we're gonna I like and if you guys have any insights about what you want to hear from like the male perspective, because obviously Jenna and I are in the beauty industry. You'll see my husband and he is a very gruff and tough cowboy, very, very like bearded and construction, and I'll get him to shower you guys. It'll be fine.
Very
But like
Yellowstone-esque.
yes, legit. Oh my God, he's ripped to a T, you guys. Oh my God.
Everyone will love him. We'll get so much more viewers just because of that. Hey, post a reel on his account.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, hold on. Now Jenna's making fun of this because I posted the one reel on Jerry's account and it went fucking viral for him scraping concrete. You guys, that's all he did. He did this for
So
15
talking
seconds.
about that you like have to put in work and all this stuff. Yeah, his very first thing lit up. But
Yeah.
Amber did it, so I mean, there's that.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count. I didn't know what I was doing. Construction reel. Ugh. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo, Wednesday. We'll call it Tequila Talk Tuesdays. I don't even know which we. It's still Tequila Talk Tuesday. Cinco de Mayo edition.
Tequila TGT celebrates Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, yes, I love it. And then we're gonna have our men on here talking about how they got started because Pablo's older than you, right?
Yeah, just 2 years.
Oh, okay. Mine's 15 years older, so he's been in the entrepreneurial space for like 25 years. So just hearing about his experience, I think would be super super valuable, even if it isn't construction, just like about the ups and downs, what he has to do, what he had like.
It's
Yeah.
client based. It is client based, and it is all like when you break it down, it's all the same.
Yeah. It like there's the same baseline, and having somebody with 30 years 25 to 30 years experience talking about like corporate taxes, Jenna. Corporate taxes, what the fuck? Like up until like 6 years ago, I didn't know what those were. And then like same things like adding GST numbers to invoices. Do you need to invoice? Making sure that you're charging like little things like that can make a huge, huge difference in your business. Sarah, yes, yes, queen. I love it. I hate that it's 30 minutes already. Did we talk about everything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that is a topic, like quitting too soon is a topic that I could talk about forever.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that this is great. And, maybe once, maybe in 2 months, 3 months, maybe we'll bump it up to 40, 45 minutes, 50
We'll
minutes.
see. Yeah. We'll see. Like, hey, maybe you never know. We might be one of those overnight successes that everybody hears about where we're just like million followers on Instagram, 2 million followers on YouTube, and who knows? Interviewing Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I fucking hope he sees this and is just like, oh my God, they talk about me so much. I'm flattered. Hi.
I would actually love it so much.
I think I would die.
Buy Terramana
Yeah.
tequila.
Yes, and I can't. Oh, did we hear about when Reposado was coming out?
I'm not
At all?
sure.
No?
In Canada, I'm not sure. I need to call my yeah, you will be is coming. See, my mom's my hype man too, guys.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, Barry's like so pumped. He's because he's watching the kids right now, and usually it's kind of like, oh well, we have dinner and blah 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 blah. But he's just like, yeah, go for it. Like you have fun. You and Jenna have like such a good vibe. I have good feelings about this. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, because this is the shit. This is awesome. I need another margarita apparently. Oh, and I took your advice. I didn't add Cointreau to it.
Oh, you did
this
it?
was no.
Oh, the OG margarita. I know. I
Yeah.
had that same recipe, and I was like, Pablo, do I need this? Do I need to go and buy this? He's like, no, that's not what the real Mexicans do. So I was like, okay. And today is Pablo's dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Pablo's dad.
Happy birthday! I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Well,
Okay, cool.
we've got. I think we have our topic. Like, what's our topic for next week? What did we decide? Did we decide?
I feel like our topic for next week, I'm going to go back and rewatch this because there was a few things that I really wanted to do. Each of them could have their own episode. So I'm going to go back and see what we said to figure out what one exactly we need to do because I think it's best to have just one topic.
Yes, because like I mean, even like reading this, we talked about like we suggested last time like TikTok, talking about TikTok, but talking about like batching content and
Yeah.
being prepared for your social media so you're not scrambling. Like I mean, we had a ton of stuff last week that we tried to like hasta luego. Haha. um, I we had a ton of stuff that we wanted to cover, but yeah, I think we'll post about what next week will be.
Yeah.
'Cause
TikTok
I'm
could be a
excited
good
about
one
it.
because I said to you that I really want to get into TikTok today, so that could be a good one.
That today, I wanted to get into TikTok, and I'm like, I have no idea. I like reels. I like my Insta reels. They're easy. This is
Me
the
too, but
end of this. We are coming. I think Jenna is. Yeah, Jenna's frozen. I don't know why she's frozen. Are you frozen now? Nope. Okay, she's good. All right. So we are coming to the end of
can you hear
episode
me?
3. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, no. I feel like we're part of this
Yeah.
that like Verizon commercial or whatever it is. Um, we are coming to the end of episode 3. We absolutely love you guys and everybody that stayed on and was a part of episode 3. Happened, you guys, but I think Jenna's feed went out. But thank you for joining us for Tequila Talk Tuesday. This was episode 3, and we are so pumped to go on for episode 4. Episode 5 is going to feature our men, and thank you so much for being here. We love you, and